Today on Judge Faith, who's twisting the truth in court?
We having a breakdown in communication. She owes me 3 days of storage.
When we were leaving, he agreed he was going to let me come back to the house to get the rest of my stuff.
I don't know why this went negative.
I do not like when people come into my courtroom and look me right in my face and lie to me. And that is what you did.
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord evicted her without notice and is refusing to return her belongings. She's suing for the costs of her personal property. She's accompanied in court by James Barnett. Defendant Trey Jackson says the plaintiff was legally evicted when she didn't follow the rules of the house. He's countersuing for back rent and fees.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Huddock versus Jackson.
Thank you, Barbara. Jennifer Huddock, you are suing the defendant for $3,000 for costs incurred for an illegal eviction.
Right.
And you are countersuing Mr. Jackson for $4,065 for back rent, late fees, storage costs, utilities, and administrative costs?
That's correct.
Okay. We'll start with you, Ms. Huddock. Can you tell me what kind of place it was?
It was a property where they rented all the rooms to different people. Okay, that most of the rooms, there was 4 rooms. Mine was the very bottom. It was a 3-level house. All the rooms were rented to like college kids. Okay, they would throw big
So
parties.
you rented a room in the house.
Right.
And who else lived with you at that time?
With me, my 2 daughters. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old at the time.
Okay, so they lived in the room with you.
Right, and then
Okay.
he was coming and he was staying quite regularly, but he wasn't living there.
And who are you, sir?
I'm her boyfriend.
Okay, Mr. Barnett?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was staying there. I would go there just at night and sleep with it, and then go home in the morning. I had my own place.
This is all in one room?
Yeah, it was like a garage-sized room, like a double-car garage-sized room.
So you were living in this room
Right.
with your 2 daughters. How much were you paying in rent?
I was paying $800 a month.
And did you have a lease agreement with the defendant?
No, never did.
Okay, but at some point, you come to an agreement with him. Not a written lease, but an oral lease.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, everything went fine, and then Trey told me at one time that he was only going to move in people who were like family-oriented, make it like a family home, people who had kids,
Okay, because you have 2 daughters.
Right.
You're telling me that there was a problem
Problem
with
with
the other people living in the unit.
With
so you were
2
in a
other
month to
people.
month, correct?
Right, yeah.
So why didn't you move if you didn't like living there?
I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have any money to move.
We've been living there.
I've
She
been
was
there
living
for
there
a year and a half.
with not one complaint, not one problem.
Not one.
And then
That's key.
Okay, so tell me
What he said.
Tell
We've
me
been living
what's
there.
going on, sir.
When I acquired the property as the new owner in transition, I have a property management company that works under my enterprise. We buy property, and then my property management company manages the property. The former owner placed all these tenants.
Right.
She didn't make good decisions, and I'm gonna give her that, okay, as far as the placement. There were college kids there. It's near a college. So when I came in, she was almost like a hostage situation as far as being able to move around the house with her kids.
Right.
I get that. So when she said, Trey, can you come over and do a pop-up visit and see what I'm going through? I did that. The tenants that was there, that was college kids, they was doing Facebook parties, 100, 200 people would show up,
Right.
disturbing the whole neighborhood. So I was like,
What is
okay.
a Facebook party?
Facebook party
Oh, where
is
they
basically-
post on Facebook, there's a party at this
whoever
address and everybody
responds
comes
gets
over.
to come.
Okay.
And this is a resident. This is not a hall.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was out of control. I did a pop-up visit. I came in the dining area, which she was not allowed to come in because they took it over.
Yeah.
And I seen things on the table that was very disturbing.
Like what?
Paraphernalia.
Like drug
drugs.
paraphernalia. Okay.
So if I was those kids, her daughter's dad, uncle, brother,
You wouldn't want them to be
I would
there.
have lost it.
Okay.
So I stayed professional. I did the process through the courts, got them out.
Okay.
I was championing her 7-year-old, 10-year-old daughter. That's what it was really about. I don't know why this went negative.
Coming up, Trey calls the couple out in court, but Jennifer fights back.
He was there every night.
And is she not supposed to have overnight guests?
I have rules right here that she signed off.
No, I did not sign anything.
Because you never
I
returned it.
have it.
Because
And you didn't give it to me until the last month before I moved.
Because you have
The last month
scandalous
before I moved.
intentions.
And Judge Faith gets real.
Let me tell you something. Don't come in this courtroom and pretend to know anything about me or what I say or don't say.
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord refused to return her belongings after evicting her illegally. She's suing for the cost of her personal property. Defendant Trey Jackson says if the plaintiff had just followed the house rules, she wouldn't have had a problem. He is countersuing for back rent and fees.
Why did you evict the plaintiff?
Mainly because of him and his presence at the facility.
What happened?
He was there every night from the hours. This is not hearsay. This is what she told me to my face. He comes between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Right.
He's not on the lease.
And is she not supposed to have overnight guests?
No.
I was only allowing
Never was
them
any
to have
rule about it
overnight.
at all.
I have rules right here that she signed off.
No, I did not sign anything.
Because you never returned
I
it.
have it.
Because you
And you didn't give it to me until the
purposely
last
never
month
returned
before
it,
I moved.
Because you have
The last month
scandalous
before I moved.
intentions. That's why you never returned
Okay,
it.
scandalous
So you
intentions.
didn't
Let's
want-
talk about that.
Her
I'll allow
boyfriend
everyone
staying
in the
overnight.
house one night guest per week.
Wrong.
Okay.
For sanitary reasons, safety
Wrong.
reasons. Okay?
And you're saying that
Sanitary
he's staying
reason,
there
never
every
heard about
night.
it.
When I found that out through complaints of the new tenant, who she got into
Were
it
you
with.
staying there every night, sir?
Yeah, well, practically.
Almost.
You know, and like I said, I didn't have nothing. Never took showers there. I had my own place.
Never used the kitchen.
Never used the kitchen.
anything.
Never used. Yeah, didn't have no
Are
clothes
you
or
there
nothing.
every day and you don't use
Didn't
no
do his
amenities?
laundry there.
You didn't take a
Come at. He might have went to the bathroom.
Okay,
yeah.
that's utilities.
Okay. That's
Anyway.
what he's
All
told
right,
me
go
before.
ahead, sir.
That's what he's told me before.
Okay,
That's what
go
he said.
ahead.
Okay, so she, in her mind, her loop-de-doo mind, that's not living there because if he's just using the facilities as restroom, then he's not officially living there.
Okay,
Trey.
so at what point do you get to file for a notice of eviction?
When she was breaking all the rules, I gave her a 3-day covenant.
So you say that the eviction was unlawful, but I have paperwork here from the courts and from the sheriff. I mean, he didn't lock you out. The sheriff came and
locked me
locked you
out.
out.
Okay, yeah.
So the eviction, by law, he can't do that unless you've been given notice and a writ of possession has been issued.
Okay.
So what's your issue? Why do you say it's unlawful?
I don't believe that I was served right. I don't believe that I
you were,
was.
ma'am. You
I
were.
went and okay.
I read the paperwork thoroughly.
Okay.
You went. There was a notice of eviction filed,
Right.
and you were notified.
Right.
You went
he
down
came
to court.
me and told me I could stay. Did you not? Until August 12th.
Ma'am, you
Okay.
got notice that an eviction had been filed.
Right.
You went down to court, and you paid the court
Right.
rent
Right.
in the amount of $800,
Right.
and it was stayed for 30
days, which would have
only.
put me out on the 13th.
30
Only 30
days
days.
only.
It would have
okay?
put me out on the 13th.
You got another notice that the sheriff would come, because this is how the law works.
I never got
and
another notice.
In 5 days, your things
You
will
cannot
be
play
put
that.
out, and that's what happens when the sheriff comes.
Okay.
The
Okay?
sheriff
The
comes
sheriff
and
gets
posts
a
it.
court order.
Can I tell you something?
The sheriff does not get an order from the defendant. The sheriff gets an order
I get
from
that.
court.
I understand that.
Okay?
I understand that. And he comes to me again and he says he's going to pull it. I believe him.
Did you tell her that you weren't going to evict her?
No, I never told her I was gonna pull
This
this.
last time,
No.
when she was actually evicted by the sheriff, did you tell her that you were not going to evict her?
No, I didn't because she put in a stay of execution in May.
Right.
So when she
After
did
that.
that, she let me know that she's a smart girl. She knows how to deal with the law and stop things. So I said, okay, I'll deal with that. You holding up my rent money because you got to pay it to the court. And I had to wait 4 weeks for me to get that check. And she put it in the former owner's name, so I really had to wait. So she knows how to deal with the
So
court.
what happened after the 30 days?
After the 30 days, her rent was due back up, and the 30 days of eviction kicked back in.
Right.
It's her job, not for me to call and say, hey, please hold my rent again by going down to the court. It's her job to go back to the court and say, hey, I need more time to find a
He
job.
came to
Because
me
she
and
went to
told
the
me he
court, and the
was pulling
excuse that she gave the judge was, my ankle's broken, Your Honor, I need more time to move out. It
And
wasn't.
that's when the 30-day stay came in.
It came back
put me
in.
out on the 13th of June. Okay? Why would the sheriff come and lock me
Ma'am,
out?
it is not an unlawful eviction.
Okay.
When the sheriff comes,
Oh, I
and
get that
we
part.
already know that the eviction process was started. You went down to court. You had a 30-day stay.
Right, I get
Shortly
that.
after that, the sheriff came and you are evicted.
I get that part.
Okay. What's the next issue?
The next issue is...
You said that he locked you out and didn't let you get your things because
He
you are
still has
allowed
my
by law,
property.
by 15 days, you are required by law 15 days to keep a property for 15 days. During that time period, you can come and get your property.
You know
What
this is a-
happened?
this is- You know this is a real judge, right? She knows what she's talking about.
Okay,
You know that, right?
Let's play, Trey.
Okay.
Let's pray.
This is not play.
Okay.
So
I
what
tried
happened?
to go get my property. Okay, I went back the very same day that I was locked out, if you remember. Okay, I went back there with him and my daughters and a friend of mine. We all went up there to go get my stuff. He told me I can go in and get whatever I could. I went in. Later, he comes in and he tells me, okay, you got 15 minutes. So it was like, hurry up, hustle, get out, whatever.
Did I give you only 15 minutes? Don't lie.
No,
20 minutes.
I gave you an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
he gave
Anyways.
us about 45 minutes, and then about
No,
then he said,
half of it was
we got
talking.
20 more minutes left. So
Okay, so you had 45 minutes
so
plus 20
an
minutes,
hour.
an hour to
An
get
hour.
your things.
Coming up on Judge Faith, a shocking statement stuns the courtroom.
She ran up to me. She said, Trey, my kids are crying.
I was locked out by the sheriff.
That's not my problem. She said, well, we both parents. You should know how it is. I said, the difference between me and you is that, yeah, we're both parents, but I would never let my kids be homeless.
Is that not rude?
She turned
That's so
red.
rude.
She ran up to my face, Your Honor, and said, you know what, Trey? You ain't gonna be nothing but an N-word the rest of your life.
No, I did not, Your Honor. Look at me.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
Did you call him that?
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord refused to return her belongings after evicting her illegally. She's suing for the cost of her personal property. Defendant Trey Jackson says if the plaintiff had just followed the house rules, she wouldn't have had a problem. He is countersuing for back rent and fees.
So up until this point, this is accurate.
Right. When we were leaving, he agreed he was going to let me come back to the house to get the rest of my stuff.
No.
Okay? I went back to go to the house up there to go get the rest
What
of the
day
things.
did you go back?
I don't know what day it was.
3 days later. It was on a Friday.
Yeah, it was on a Friday. I think it was on the 10th.
I agree with that.
By the way, what was the real reason for the eviction? All of these problems in addition to, was it non-payment of rent as well?
It was non-payment of rent.
Okay,
and
that
I'm just
was-
gonna leave it there.
Okay, non-payment of rent. When you evict someone lawfully, by law, you have to give them a time to come and get their things within the 15 days.
Yeah, I
So
understand
if
that.
she showed
Still
back
has
up,
it.
if you say there are damages to the property, there are other ways you go about getting
Right.
restitution for
Right.
those damages.
Right.
But if she comes back and you tell her to come back and she's trying to get her things, you can't stop her from going in and then charge her storage for keeping her things there. May I have the list of the property you say was
Yes.
left? And do you have
Okay.
any proof? Do you have
Yes.
any proof that this
I have-
property
I have-
was left in
I don't have
your...
proof he has all of my property.
Do you still where's the stuff?
Some
not-
of it,
I'm-
Your Honor, I went up there. He told me I can go up there and pick up my stuff on a Friday. I went up there to go get it. I could go up there and get my mattress, is what he told me.
So what happened when she started calling, trying to get her
Yeah.
property?
We having a
No,
breakdown in
that's not all of it.
communication. She owes me
It's not a
3
breakdown.
days of storage when she came back. She did not have any payment for that. So I do not have to give her anything if she don't have the 3 days. I just wanted the 3 days minimum.
Do you have any proof that this property was left inside of your
Everything
your
I
unit?
own, he has. I was locked out by the sheriff. I don't know what else kind
You
of
have a
proof I
camera
need
phone?
to
Do you have a
have.
phone?
She
You got a
wasn't
camera
home
phone?
when they locked her out. It was her daughter that was home, so she has everything was left behind.
Where's the property now?
The property is in storage.
No,
'Cause
half of it might be in storage.
I
Half
want
of it was
her
on the
to
side of
have
the
her
house
stuff
broken.
back. I even brought family pictures that she cried to me about. I brought them with me today because I
Thank
want her
you.
to have those.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
you're welcome. From the demon.
So
You're so
here's
good.
here's the deal. So she owes you 3 days of storage, and that's it. Nothing else.
That's it.
So if
She didn't
that
have the money
is,
that day.
sir, listen to what I'm
Okay.
saying.
$30, $10, whatever.
I understand she didn't have the money that day, but she is only required to pay for those days
Yes.
that from the date that she was evicted up until the date that she came and
I agree.
tried to get her things.
agree.
What else do you have?
This is what I have.
What else do you have?
What else I have is the day I denied her to get her stuff when she wouldn't sign the release. She ran up to me. She said, Trey, my kids are crying. They want their toys and you won't let them have them. I said, that's not my problem. She said, well, we both parents. You should know how it is. I said, the difference between me and you is that, yeah, we both parents, but I would never let my kids be homeless. That's the difference. She took 5 seconds.
Right? Is that not rude?
She turned
That's so
red.
rude.
She ran up to my face, Your Honor, and said, you know what, Trey? You ain't gonna be nothing but an N-word the rest of your life. And when I say N-word, it wasn't G-A, it was E-R, like we was in 1951.
Did you call him that?
Look at me. No, I did not, Your Honor. Look at me.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I can't. I can't.
No,
I
you
never
can't.
called you that,
You
Trey.
never
I don't
called me
call
that?
anybody that.
After she called me the N-word, she was about 5 inches away from my face, spitting on me and everything. I was
Oh.
sitting in my truck. Then she
In your
goes,
truck. You weren't even in a truck.
then she goes, Your Honor, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was in my car.
Oh.
Then she goes, Your Honor, for the rest of your life, no matter what kind of cars you got, no matter what property you have, you can forever be a big lip N-word.
You are such.
I was like,
oh my God! If my
I can
girls
take
were
the
here.
N-word
If
because
my
I've been
girls
called
were
worse,
here.
but big lips,
If-
that drew the line. I drew the line on that. Sexy lips, maybe, but no. I drew the line on that. And I have a voicemail to prove that she used that word.
Okay, let me hear the voicemail. Because she's saying
hear it.
she doesn't use that word.
She
Let's hear
uses
it.
that word.
Let's hear it.
She does not use it.
I've been trying to get a hold of you. I've been blowing up your phone, and I know you know it, so I don't know why the you continue to ignore me. Could you call me back? Could you please? I would appreciate it, because you lied to me when you told me that you were going to cancel my eviction. You were just trying to get my money out of me, and then you were going to have the police come and knocked me out anyway. What a weasel. Call me back.
A weasel.
No, you're not going to call me back because I've been calling him names. Chief, what does do? Act like you're
Boom.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I apologize then. I did say that then.
No, you thought...
I don't remember saying that.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
On your phone, there's a red button.
Okay,
It says
I don't
end.
remember saying that.
You should practice pushing the red button.
Okay,
Whatever,
folks, just
whatever.
listen. Talk to the judge,
I do
please.
not remember saying that, Your Honor.
Well,
You said it 3
sounds
times
just
on that
like
voicemail.
it.
but
Talk to the judge,
obviously
please.
I did, okay, but I do not remember. Do you remember how mad I was?
That's besides the
Okay, it
point.
doesn't matter. Okay.
This is
Ma'am,
a
you
business.
just told
You caused me
me.
to
Okay,
lose
I
money.
apologize.
You just testified before
I did
me
just
that
testify.
you didn't call him the N-word to his face.
That day.
I do not.
That day.
No,
You said
I did
that
not
you
recall.
don't use that word.
That day.
And as a matter of fact, you said you never call
I don't
someone the
call
N-word.
people that word.
And then 5 seconds later, he plays a voicemail. And how many times did you say it? 2, 3 times?
3 times, Your Honor.
Is that
I
what
never-
is that what you refer to black people as
No,
in
it is
general?
not.
Or
No, it
just
is
when
not.
you're upset with them?
No, it is not. Of course you
The
were trying
same
to
black
bring that
landlord
up.
that gave you $100 cash 2013
How many
for
times are
Christmas.
you going to throw that in my face?
Because landlords don't give their
Sir.
tenants $100 cash.
Sir,
The same one that
I want you to
Nicole
stop.
got him
All right,
I
I
want you to
apologize. I
stop
apologize.
talking
I apologize.
because I do not like
is wrong.
when people come into my courtroom.
Okay, I
look at me.
apologize. I
I'm
do
not
not
finished.
recall.
I do not like when people come into my courtroom and look me right in my face and lie to me. And that is what you did.
I
If
did
you are
not intentionally
continuing,
lie
ma'am,
to you.
Ma'am,
Okay.
not only are you demonstrating to me right now that you use the most racist, derogatory, insulting, insensitive words towards black people, but you're demonstrating to me right now you cannot even admit it and tell me the
My
truth.
daughters are mixed.
I don't care if your best friend is black. It doesn't matter. I heard you call him the N-word.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. I cannot stand, because that is the number 1 thing people say. Oh, I'm not racist. But you know what? I just
My
happen
kids
to...
are biracial. I mean,
I
what?
don't... And so what? So you're not a racist because your kids are biracial?
No, I'm a racist against him. I do not recall saying that.
So he's
Against
the
him,
N-word,
against his
but no
character.
other black person.
No,
That's your
against his
excuse for that.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
I am just amazed that in 2014, people still talk like that and refer to black people as the N-word.
That's how they refer to each other, though.
Yeah. I
Excuse
do
me?
not
That's how they
recall.
refer to each other.
Oh, okay, so I see you're just as ignorant as your little girlfriend. Let me tell you something. Don't come in this courtroom and pretend to know anything about me or what I say or don't say. But let me inform you of something. There are a lot of black people that choose not to use that word because we understand the degrading and historical context from which it stems. It doesn't matter if Jay-Z says it. Doesn't matter if Kanye West says it. Stop making excuses for your own personal choices. And don't play dumb. You know that there's a difference in the context and that word being thrown around in some rap lyrics and when you use it in a hurling and insulting manner. Now, let me tell you why I'm dismissing your case. Because you're going to think that I'm dismissing your case because you're an ignorant racist. But that's not why I'm dismissing your case. I'm dismissing it because you're a liar. You came into court and you lied to me to my face. Judgment in this case is for the defendant in the amount of $4,065, and I'm ordering you to return her property. Judgment for the defendant.
A dispute over who should pay for a damaged horse trailer.
My right rear bumper hit the right front of the trailer. We called Jimmy. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Can you still use it? We said, yeah. Defendants are lying. Jimmy, are you going to go down that road, really? Are you ready for this?
My question to you guys, why don't you think you owe the $2,000?
And later, these tenants had no idea their former landlady was a wanted woman.
My son ran upstairs and said, Dad, the police got mom on the ground. They come there, get down, get down,
What
get
are you
down.
talking
Get
about?
down.
We don't- They were telling you to get
Yeah,
down?
get down, get down, get down. I guess she using my address. They like, you Italian? I'm like, no, I'm Victoria Hairstyle.
Were the police looking for you, man?
Plaintiff Jimmy Scruggs says the defendants returned his rental trailer in terrible condition and now refused to pay for damages. Co-defendants Seth Thomas and Kevin Becker say their insurance already paid the plaintiff, so they don't owe him anything. They are countersuing for defamation of character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Scruggs versus Becker and Thomas.
Thank you, Barbara. Jimmy Scruggs,
Yes.
you were suing the defendants Kevin Becker and Seth Thomas
Yes, ma'am.
for $3,519 for damage you say they caused to your horse trailer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all are countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start with you, Mr. Scruggs. What happened here?
One of them called me in regards to a posted ad I have on Craigslist. I rent a horse trailer, and he said he needed it for Friday, and they have an appointment with a vet. They're carrying a donkey. Kevin says, well, it's $35 a day. I said, no, you must be looking at the old ad. If you look at something presently, it's $100 a day.
No, there was only one ad.
There was one ad.
There
for
was one
35
ad. There's
a day.
only
Okay,
no one
so
rents
go ahead.
trailers.
Defendants are lying, like they've held off on the money all
Okay,
this
here we go.
You know,
Oh, wow.
it's their nature.
Jimmy, are you going to go down that road, really? Are you ready for this? Here we
Don't
go.
have a problem.
All
Don't
right,
have a
I
problem
can't
with
wait.
it.
Okay, gentlemen.
Can't wait for my turn.
So we own a ranch. We operate a large organic farm where we do produce.
The two
we
of
do,
you?
Yes, we
Yes.
do organic beef. We do organic goats. we make,
What part of Texas?
It's actually called Farmersville. Go
Okay.
figure.
It's an hour outside of Dallas.
Yeah, just a little
Okay.
bit north. We do organic, like I said, organic vegetables, everything. We do homemade soaps out of goat milks. We do everything there.
So you take, and I know you disagree with that price, but let's go on. What
Okay.
happens? You take the trailer.
So we take the truck. I'm sorry, I got to back up. When I left the horse boarding place where we picked it up, I made a wrong turn 5 minutes after being off of there. I had to pull on a country mode
We
to
were
turn
cracking
around.
up laughing about actually our conversation with Jimmy for the last 2 hours.
So I made
There
a
was
left
3 of
turn.
us in the car, and we were cracking up because it was the weirdest experience we'd ever had. So we cracked up and we missed our turn.
So I go back and back it back up, and I jackknifed, and my right rear bumper hit the right front of the trailer. Going a half a mile an hour, I was literally backing up. Soon as it hit, Steph, who was out there, said, stop.
Did you take any photos of the damage?
Unfortunately, we did not because it wasn't that bad. We called Jimmy. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Can you still use it? We said, yeah.
So you all go on after that. You have the conversation with him. You go on and take Jack to the vet.
The vet wanted to do the castration in this trailer because it was really tight. The reason why I didn't bring mine is because there was too much room for Jack to move around in there. When you're doing this, they don't anesthetize him. They don't give him any
All
painkillers.
they do is
tie him
snip
to
it
the side of the
and bleed
wall
him out.
and bleed him out.
So Jack
That's
was
how they-
castrated in my trailer?
Jack was castrated in your
Castrated in your
trailer. And then I
Y'all
cleaned
did not
it with
ask for
sterile.
that.
Where's Jack the donkey
Jack
at that
passed
point?
away. Jack didn't make it.
How long after the castration did Jack die?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
He died?
I'm sorry that happened to Jack. Okay, it's unfortunate.
Coming up, what did these guys do that has Judge Faith calling their bluff?
I'm not going to take your word for it. I want the proof. You don't have it. You don't have it. It doesn't exist to me.
And later, these ladies turn up the crazy in court.
I have went over there and they had the dog
That's why I
locked
picked
in
the house.
the garage, okay?
How did they make you kill your dog?
Plaintiff Jimmy Scruggs says the defendants returned his rental trailer in terrible condition and now refuse to pay for damages. Co-defendants Kevin Becker and Seth Thomas say their insurance already paid the plaintiff, so they don't owe him any money. They are countersuing for defamation of character.
Did you take any photos of the damage?
I have photos of the damage,
Was this pre or post accident?
pre.
Okay, what's the next photo?
That is the front. You see all new.
How much did you pay to have the damages
The
repaired?
estimate that their insurance company took from their adjuster was $2,520.66.
Okay, so their insurance company surveyed the damage.
Yes.
So we're here today and you're suing for $2,019.66. You say the remainder of the outstanding balance for the damages to your trailer. You said their insurance company would only pay $500. Your insurance coverage doesn't cover the remaining amount, so that's why we're here today, because we're $2,000. You
Because
say
I
you're
had to
still
pay
out of
it.
pocket for $2,000. Okay, my question to you guys, why don't you think you owe the $2,000?
First of all, we took it back to him. And at the time when we took it back to him, Jimmy goes, oh my God, don't even worry
That's
about
not
it.
my question.
I'll go pound
That's
it out
not
on
my
my
question.
own. We
That's
told him
not my
about
question.
Geico and gave him our insurance
My
there.
question is, they're $2,000.
I don't think this is from Geico.
No, there is an estimate from Geico. I want you to answer the question that I'm
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
My question is, why don't you think, because you admit you were in an accident, Your insurance company gave this estimate. He didn't go to a mechanic, someone that he knows,
But that's all we got.
one of his
that's
friends.
all we got. It's his friend. It's
Listen
not...
to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Over $2,000 in damages to the
Right.
trailer. There's $2,000 that's not covered. Why don't you think you owe that?
Because A, I don't believe that the trailer's worth it. B, the only $2,000 damage I got was an estimate from his friend for $2,000 in labor to print it out. That's all I have ever seen.
What is your defamation of character counterclaim about?
In March, we were actually dealing with some of our cattle. My Facebook started going off, just over and over again. Every customer who's ever been to my Facebook page and has bought chicken, soap, beef, whatever, has gotten a response from Jimmy saying,
do you know that, do your clients and friends know that you guys are criminals, that you steal other people's property, and then you boast about it on Facebook?
So I called
Every one of our
Facebook.
customers at
not
SD
true.
Ranch,
Do you have any copies of the Facebook post?
we have the response
so
from Facebook.
Facebook was really helpful. They scrubbed the whole entire page, took anything
Deleted
down,
his
deleted
account.
his account.
Do you have any of the Facebook posts you say he posted on your page?
Just my
the
statements
statement
back
from
to our customers.
Okay, so
saying
you
that
don't
what
have
he did.
proof. You don't have proof of defamation for court. That's what I need for defamation.
But it
Okay.
says we apologize for Jimmy coming
You
out
have
and
our
saying all
post
those.
where
Sir,
we went online and
sir,
said
It was
that.
back in the
I
28th
don't.
of
Your
March.
posts don't help me. If you want to prove defamation, you have to prove that he made statements that defamed your character.
And he did.
Well,
I'm
that's why I
not.
had to go
I'm
out
not
and
going
put
to
a
take your
response
word
back
for it.
out.
I want the proof, and I want to see the Facebook post. If you don't have it, you don't have it. It doesn't exist to me. All right. Based on all of the evidence that I've reviewed in this case, on your counterclaim for defamation of character, that's dismissed. You get 0. On your claim, sir, for $3,519, I find that the defendants do admit that they were in an accident in your trailer and caused damage to your trailer. I do accept the estimate that you gave me from Geico with the estimated damages to the trailer. I also credit the evidence that you gave me that Geico paid $500 towards that damage, and there's an outstanding balance of $2,019.66 due to you. My judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,019.66 in addition to court costs. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Plaintiff LaTanya White says her former tenant trashed her rental property and then skipped out on paying the rent. But defendant Victoria Henderson says she left the house spotless, even after LaTanya forced her to put down her beloved pit bull. She's countersuing for pain and suffering and the cost of her dog. She is accompanied by Kawan Taylor.
Ms. White, you're suing the defendant for $2,600 for rent and damage to your rental property. Ms. Henderson, you claim you paid all the rent, left the house clean, so you don't owe any money. And you have a countersuit for $4,000 for the cost of a dog and pain and suffering.
Correct.
Ms. White, I'll hear from you first. What's going on?
I paid a realtor company to manage my property.
Can you tell me a little bit about your property?
Yeah, it's a nice home. It's a bungalow, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So when I first seen them, I had transferred my mail, and I had to go over there to get the remaining of my mail.
What month was that?
That was around February.
Okay.
Around February. When I came, her husband, Kiwan, had came to the door. When he opened the door, a dog ran out. Now, in the lease, it states no pets. So I didn't say anything to him. I went to the realtor, and when I talked to him, I let him know that, there
were no pets allowed.
Exactly. So he called her husband and spoke with her husband about the pet, that the pet couldn't be there.
She didn't ever tell us we could have had a pet in the house. She came over the house beating on
Wait,
the dog.
who are you, sir?
He's
I'm
lying.
Kawan Taylor.
Okay, and you're married to the
Victoria
defendant?
Henderson.
Yes.
We're not married.
Oh, okay. Well, you say yes.
We come
You
along,
say
man.
no,
We've been
so I'm
together for 16
confused.
That's what they are. They're liars.
Years.
I'm sorry?
We've been together since '99. We just never got married. Since
Oh, okay.
1999, a long time.
Okay, well, you might need to get him to put a ring on it. That's all I'm saying. That's a long time. All right, but that's none of my business. All right. So she told you at some point that she didn't want a dog in the house.
Yes, or you
what
have to
happened?
leave. She said, there's no pets allowed on this property, or you have to leave.
Okay, so what decision did you make? Did you keep the dog or did you
No,
leave?
I had to call Humane Society. They put the dog down because it's a pit bull. I don't know why I'm here because if the house was so messed up, she wouldn't have just sued me.
Well, I'll tell you why you're here. She said that you owe for back rent, so let's go over the months and dates that you said that she owes for. So tell me the month and year that you say she owes back rent for.
Okay, she owes for the month of April, the month of February, and the month of...
You sound like you're not sure.
I had my receipts and everything, but had I known that, I would never been able to use my evidence.
I understand what's going on with your evidence, ma'am. I understand that they asked you to submit evidence in this case numerous times, and you did not do so in a timely manner. And you came to court today with all of these receipts and a receipt book. And I'm a judge. I'm not an accountant. It's not my job to go through your receipts and try to figure out what's owed and what's not owed. So it's not my job to do that. So if you don't have the evidence in front of you as you stand at that lectern today, then I can't consider it. All right, let's go to the next item you're suing for. That is damages to the house. Do you have photos of what the house looked like prior to when the defendants moved in and after they moved out?
I have pictures of after when they moved out.
Do you have photos of what the house looked like before they moved in?
No, I don't.
Let me see the photos of after. Can you describe what's in this picture?
This is how they left the house. It was trash everywhere.
Is this what the house looked like when you moved out?
No, Your Honor. I cleaned our cleaning supplies. As you can see, that was the cleaning supplies.
Hold on, one at a time.
That was the cleaning supplies that I packed with us. That I packed with us and took with us. When I cleaned their whole house up.
It was a hole in the wall.
Hold on one second. Who took this photo?
I did.
When was it taken?
It was taken the day that they gave me the keys. That's the stove. That's how they left the stove. That's caked up grease from them frying chicken or whatever they was frying. Grease stacked on top of grease and grease. That's how the microwave looked as well.
And did you do this to the stove?
Yes, she did it.
Okay.
How can I
Well,
do
the problem
that?
is you don't have pictures of what the stove looked like before they moved in. They say they didn't do this. It was a used stove, and it looked like that prior to them moving in, and you don't have proof to state otherwise.
Coming up, Judge Faith puts their performance on pause.
Okay, listen, I've heard enough. I've heard enough from everyone. When you come to court, there is order and a process, and you have to abide by the rules, or else I can't consider the evidence.
Plaintiff LaTanya White says her former tenant skipped out on paying the rent. Defendant Victoria Henderson says she left the house spotless and owes the plaintiff nothing. She's countersuing for pain and suffering and the cost of her dog.
Who are you?
I'm LaTonya's husband, Charlie Smith.
In jail the whole
Okay,
time.
step up, sir. What do you have to add to this?
They didn't want to pay the money. They didn't want to move out.
They getting violent
She
towards
asked me
me.
when I was evicted.
Okay, what do you mean they got violent
Okay, they
towards
got
you?
violent. I went over there and I was talking to her about keeping the
When we
line.
got put on the ground
Keeping
for the
the
police,
line
for them
up. Can
looking
you
for them.
please be
Hold on,
quiet?
The police was looking for y'all.
Ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The police came over to their
The
house?
police came over because they were called.
What happened when the police came?
Yes, they came there while I was taking out the garbage one morning. They come there, get down, get down,
What
get
are you
down.
talking
Get
about?
down.
We on
They were telling you to get
Yeah,
out?
get down, get down, get down. I guess she using my address still, because that's how her mail, like she told you, she come there getting her mail, so she must have still been using our address. Like, get down, get down, get down. I'm like, what? They like, you LaTanya? I'm like, no, I'm Victoria Henderson. I had to go get my ID for them, show them that I'm Victoria Henderson. Well, call her up. You know, I'm like, well, this is my landlord, you know? So I called her. He went out there, he was like, cause y'all can't, you know, we can't know whatever. He called her about, he was like, you will be caught, so you better come in. This is the state police, you can look it up with her name. This is the state police, it's on record somewhere.
Were the police looking for you, ma'am?
Yes.
I had to come up out the basement because the police had her on the ground outside.
What were you doing in the basement?
He had to get my ID.
Because that's where
So the police
we
weren't never
be
looking
at.
for
We
you?
be in the basement.
You were
a lot.
taking cover in the basement?
Yeah, we take cover in the basement. We be in the basement a lot because we got a TV.
No, we
it's
stay
like
in the
furniture
basement.
down there.
We stay in the basement.
Tables,
I got pictures.
chairs, couches, TV, everything down there.
Yes.
So when my son ran upstairs and said, Dad, the police got mom on the ground. I went up there, come upstairs, they had her on the ground. Then that's when I had to go get her ID and let them know that she's
And they
Victoria
called
Henderson,
state
steady
police. It's on
LaTanya White.
So that didn't happen. What they're saying did not happen.
No.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, you had them evicted.
I did.
From the home.
I did.
Over a water bill.
No,
Non-compliance
over
of the lease.
non-payment of rent.
Well, it
I got it
sounds
right
like from
here.
what I hear, it was best that the two of you separate anyway, and you move out and find another place to live.
Yes,
and where do you
ma'am.
live now?
Yes, I stay on More a beautiful home.
How much is your rent that you pay now?
Nice home. I like nice things for me and my family.
Why are you suing for the cost of a dog?
Yes, because I had a blue pit. It was $1,000.
Why are they responsible for the cost
Because
of your
they
dog?
made me kill my dog.
She called the main society out there.
How did they make you kill your dog?
Okay, she said that you will have to get out. I don't have no money like that. She like, you have to get out if you don't get rid of the dog. So that's when I called Humane Society.
You owe me.
Your Honor, they had the dog locked in the garage, flies all around the garage, so it was booping in there.
Listen, I've heard enough. I've heard enough from everyone.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
First of all, I'm sorry about your dog and that you had to put the dog down, but that is not her responsibility. She has a choice as the owner and the landlord of the property to decide if she wants tenants to have pets there. And she chose to not allow that in her home. But she's not legally responsible under the law because you made that choice. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why on your counterclaim for the cost of dog and pain and suffering, 0. Now let me get to your lawsuit and your claims. You are suing for back rent and late fees, damages and repairs. When you come into court and you sue, you have the burden of proof. You have to come in and establish to me month and year that they did not pay rent, month and year that they were late to rent. You can't just come in and say, well, I think it was January, I think it was March, I think it was April, but you didn't have your evidence. And I know you're saying, no, let me finish. You did not submit your evidence in a timely manner, so I could not consider that evidence. It's just like it did not exist to me. There is order and a process to the things that we do here, okay? And I understand that may not be the way you do things in your everyday life, but when you come to court, there is order and a process, ma'am, and you have to abide by the rules, or else I can't consider the evidence, and you didn't. So for back rent and late fees, you did not meet your burden of proof that they owe you anything, so for that, 0. Damages and repairs. You showed me photos.
No.
You showed me photos.
No, I'm leaving.
It's fine. She can leave. She can leave because it's a part of the problem. Damages and repairs. She brought in photos of what the house looked like after. She has no before photos to show that those damages were caused by you or your husband while you lived there in the apartment. So on that claim, 0 as well. So on your counterclaim, 0. The plaintiff's case is dismissed in its entirety. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Their 10-year friendship ended on a sour note when she refused to pay his band for a performance.
I went back looking for him. I did not see him. Mr. Isaac knew on that particular night in cleaning that place, my cell phone had been lost for over 1 week.
About that.
It is amazing to me how many people, when they owe somebody money, they lose their phone.
And later, Judge Faith makes this defendant face the facts about his decision to drink and drive.
All of a sudden I hear a crash, like pow, like that, you know? And then I hear my car alarm, like, that's my car.
By the time a person is stopped and arrested for a DUI, it's not the first time they've been driving under the influence, it's the first time they've been caught.
Plaintiff Fitzroy Isaac says his former friend contracted with his band to play at her event, but now she refuses to pay. He's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Carol Leggett says Isaac agreed to be paid based on ticket sales, but a bad thunderstorm ruined the weekend event, so she doesn't owe him anything. She's countersuing for defamation of character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is Isaac versus Leggett.
Thank you, Barbara. Mr. Fitzroy Isaac, you are suing the defendant, Carol Leggett, for $2,500 for breach of contract.
Yes.
You say your band performed at an event and she was under a contractual obligation to pay you and didn't? And Ms. Leggett, you are countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we will start with you now, Mr. Isaac. Tell me what happened.
Well, I've known the defendant in the 90s because I graduated from Berklee College of Music with a degree in commercial arranging and composition. And I have a 10-piece band, professional band, and we perform throughout the New England area. We do a lot of non-profit organization, and we play with a lot of different private entities to corporations. Ms. Leggett, the defendant, contacted me to do a show for her, which she called the Calypso Tent.
What is a Calypso tent?
Back in Trinidad, it comes from the Caribbean. A Calypso tent is like, it's a carnival situation, and then there is a lot of artists, the cultural people get together, and they compose these songs, and they have an audience, and it will be like either political commentary, and they sing these songs composition, which creates an environment for the community.
Okay, so you're the head of the group?
I am.
What's the name of the band?
Colors with a K, K-O-L-O-R-S.
So do you enter into a written contract with the defendant?
I have a written contract that she signed.
Okay, may I have a copy of that, please?
This is my copy, but I think you have it. This is the contract.
I'd like to see your copy. And you do admit that you entered into a written contract? This is your signature? You want to take a look at it? That's your signature, Ms. Leggett?
Your signature? Yes, this is my signature,
Okay,
Your Honor. If I may explain.
Give me 1 second. I want to understand
yes.
something about this. So you entered into this written contract, and you agree, according to this contract, to perform on July 5th from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., and the payment is $2,500.
Yes, with a deposit of $750, which was, it's written there too.
So you never got paid a single dollar for performing at the event?
From that time, from the 5th to as of today, I haven't got a cent. And then she was very
So why haven't you
disrespectful.
paid him anything based on the contract I see here?
Your Honor, there is a verbal contract.
No,
when I met
you're saying after this agreement?
Before.
No.
I met with Mr. Isaac, with one of our associates. We were at the venue. Mr. Isaac knew we had no monies as a nonprofit organization. He knew that he was coming on board to assist because he liked the idea of this.
No.
Mr. Isaac has played for me for the Grenadier ball that we have had. Mr. Isaac, 10 years, hence the reason he chose to work with me on this verbal agreement, ticket sales.
What was the purported verbal agreement you say you entered into with the plaintiff?
Ticket sales. The event is based on income derived from ticket sales.
And so what was the verbal agreement?
$2,500. We are working with ticket sales. On July 4th, the Hurricane Arthur came through. The governor shut everything down for July 4th. The event that we proposed on the 5th, we had 60 patrons compared to 300 patrons.
Okay, what does that have to do with paying him and the band?
What it has to do is that we don't have the money. The DJs that were there came to me and said, Ms. Leggett, we see what has happened here. You don't have to pay us. There is no
I don't
funds.
care about what the DJ said to you. I'm asking about the band.
The fact is we don't have the money. He agreed to do it on ticket sales for the venue because we had at least 300 people.
Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof of this oral agreement you say you entered into with the plaintiff, which he wholeheartedly denies?
It's just verbal.
Coming up, Judge Faith lays down a lesson in fairness.
Musicians, oftentimes, especially locally, they go and they perform. These people don't make a lot of money. So when they go and it's time for them to perform and you promise to pay them, they want to be paid.
And later, a shocking revelation leaves the courtroom stunned.
When you come into court and you tell me, oh, I only had a couple of beers, alcoholics can't just have a couple of beers.
Plaintiff Fitzroy Isaac says his former friend contracted with his band to play at her event, but now she refuses to pay. He's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Carol Leggett says Isaac agreed to be paid based on ticket sales, but a bad thunderstorm ruined the weekend event, so she doesn't owe him anything. She's countersuing for defamation of character.
So here's the portion of the contract that you signed, correct? You read it.
Correct.
You understood what it said, right?
Correct.
Colors, the name of the band, shall be paid $2,500. Shall, not might, not maybe, not depending upon the ticket sales. The contract says shall. Next in the contract, it says the terms and conditions as follows. Check all that apply. They perform at the date and time. They did that, correct?
Yes, they did.
They have access to the venue for setup. That happened, right?
Correct.
There was adequate power outlets. That happened, correct? parking, changing room, dinner, refreshments, all of that happened, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so my question to you is, because what you want me to do is look at this contract that you signed and you read and you understood, that the plaintiff signed, read, and understood, and you want me to disregard that completely and go off of just your word that there was another separate, complete oral agreement that he completely denies. And I'm not going to do that. I go by what's in writing. So this is on Sunday morning. He texts you, Carol, you told me to wait, and you left without you telling me what's up. What's your response to that?
Your Honor, what happened was I said to Mr. Isaac, exact words, let me go tally up and see what we have. I will be back to you in a minute.
So did you get back to him in a minute?
I went back looking for him. In his words, he said to me, I was not here because we were moving the instruments. I did not see him. They were back and forth moving the instruments. Mr. Isaac knew exactly where I was staying. The hotel, I said to him, we're staying right here at the hotel, which is right next.
Ma'am, so let me ask you, ma'am,
The next morning, 1 second, Your Honor,
ma'am,
please.
when is the next time, when did you contact him
Mr. Isaac knew on that particular night in cleaning that place, my cell phone had been lost for a total
I
of
don't
1
know
week.
anything about that.
1 week.
Okay, so
When
let's just stop
finally-
right there. Let's stop right there, because my question to you was, okay, so you didn't see him.
I had no number for him.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but I want you to hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
You say you lost your phone. I'm saying there's evidence here that other people were able to get in contact with you with that same phone number that week, because it looks like you just skipped out and didn't pay them. That's what it looks like based on the text messages that I'm reading.
That's not what I did. We've worked together for many years, and this is not my character.
$2,500. Well, you haven't paid him a dime. And
He refused to
performed for
take
5
partial
hours.
payment.
Because he doesn't have to. He has a contract that says you owe him $2,500. Whenever there is a written contract, and this is a clear written contract, there is no ambiguity here. Everything that he's supposed to do in order to get $2,500, he did it.
Thank you.
Now, if there is, you say that there is an oral agreement, here's the law. If there is a written contract, the only way that written contract can be changed or amended is in writing. You cannot use an oral agreement as proof that the written contract is valid. It absolutely does not hold up under the law.
Thank you, Lord.
And I will say this, it is amazing to me how many people, when they owe somebody money, they lose their phone. All of a sudden, you can't get in contact with them for an entire week. No one can get in, you say you've known him, you worked with him for many years. Surely someone had his phone number where you could contact him and tell him. And your response, I look at 20 different times and ways he or a member of his band tried to text you, tried to reach out to you, tried to ask you about money, and your response, when he says, no, I want to tell you what your response is, because you say there was another agreement. Your response to his text message, when you finally decide to respond a week later, I think you had your phone, you say, text after text from the defendant and other members of his band, ma'am, you owe us $2,500. We're just trying to collect payment. I'm in a spot here because I have to pay my band members. They're asking me for money. Musicians, oftentimes, especially locally, they go and they perform. These people don't make a lot of money. So when they go and it's time for them to perform and you promise to pay them, they want to be paid. He booked this event and he told these members of the band that they would get paid. It's not just him, it's other members of the band on the line.
And I'm out to $1,000, Your Honor.
So all of these messages, because it's not fair to people who work and they show up and they do what they're supposed to do. They need to get paid.
Your Honor.
So your response to his entire week of trying to reach out to you, begging, pleading, trying to find you is, your first response is, so sorry, just received my phone. It was misplaced Saturday night. Just returned. Oh my God, I'm going to call you in a few minutes. This had me very sick to my stomach. My apologies to everyone. You don't say, what are you talking about? I don't owe you $2,500. You don't say, what are you talking about? We had an agreement based on ticket sales. sales. You say, my apologies, so sorry. What is your counterclaim about $1,000 for defamation of character?
Because he's walking around telling anyone that he would that would listen to him that I owe him money.
You do owe him money.
And it's the derogatory manner in which he's saying it.
Okay, so you do owe him money. So he spoke the truth. You owe him money.
Truth shall set you free.
On your counterclaim for $1,000 for defamation, that's dismissed. Judgment in this case, $2,500. You need to pay the band exactly what you said and you promised you would pay them under the contract. $2,500, and you're also going to pay the plaintiff's court costs. Have a good day.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Plaintiffs Brenda and Justin Aggregados say their car was damaged in a hit and run by the defendant. They are suing for the cost of repair. But the defendant, Sang Savanarad, claims that his friend was driving that night, so he doesn't owe the plaintiffs anything.
Brenda Aggregado, you and your son, Justin Aggregado, are suing the defendant, Sang Savanarad?
Yes, ma'am.
For $2,798 damages to your car. You say the defendant is responsible for a hit and run and damaging your vehicle?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't we start with you, Justin? Tell me what happened.
Around 2:30, I'm about to go to sleep. All of a sudden I hear a crash, like pow, like that, you know? And then I hear my car alarm, like, that's my car.
This is 2:30 in the morning?
It's 2:30 in the morning, like, that's my car. So I look outside, because my window is like street side, I can see it. So I look out, and I see a defendant's car, like, jammed against my parked car, you know? So
you didn't know him at the time.
I didn't know.
But you just saw a car and
yeah,
you came
so
to
I
learn
saw
eventually that it was the defendant's car?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what do you see when you look outside?
So I saw the defendant's car just jammed into my car. You know, I have pictures here. And then I see a defendant reversing, and he rips off his front bumper with his license plate.
You say you have pictures of the bumper?
Oh, yeah.
There was a bumper left behind at the scene.
Coming up, Judge Faith gives some sobering truth to the defendant.
Are you still drinking?
Sometimes.
I mean, I'm a little stunned right now because I was a prosecutor and I prosecuted DUIs. And if your case ever came across my desk, you would never have a license again.
Plaintiffs Brenda and Justin Aggregados say their car was damaged in a hit and run by the defendant. They are suing for the cost of repair. But the defendant, Sang Savanarad, claims that his friend was driving that night, so he doesn't owe the plaintiffs anything.
So what is this a photo of?
Right, so the tire is mine, and you see the defendant's bumper wedged underneath my tire. So he was going pretty fast, I'm assuming, for it to go underneath there. And
what kind of car do you have?
I have a 95 Camry.
Okay, next photo, please.
And that's the bumper.
Wow, the entire bumper.
It ripped clean off. I was looking for my window, backed up, boom. I'm like, wow, really? Yeah. Well, there it is. With his license plate.
So the license plate is still, we've redacted the license plate number, but that's the license plate still on the bumper?
Yeah, that's his license plate.
Okay, and you were able to use that license plate number, and what'd you do with it?
The police officers took the bumper back to the station as evidence for our case, and they still have it.
Sir, tell me what happened.
What happens that night, me and my friend went out.
You said you were not driving your car?
Driving, yes.
Who was driving your car?
My friend.
Why was he driving your car?
Because I was working that day and was tired. I don't feel like driving. So
Do you have a valid driver's license?
No, I don't.
Why?
I would have DUI. And,
you had a DUI conviction?
Yes.
When?
2013. I'm sorry, 2010.
Was that your first DUI conviction?
No, it's my fourth.
Oh, it was your fourth DUI conviction?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm a little stunned right now because I was a prosecutor and I prosecuted DUIs. And if your case ever came across my desk, you would never have a license again. You understand? For DUI convictions, let me explain something to you about DUIs. By the time a person is stopped and arrested for a DUI, it's not the first time they've been driving under the influence, it's the first time they've been caught, generally. Are you still drinking?
Sometimes.
Have you tried to get help?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Why are you still driving?
I'm not driving anymore. I don't drive my car when I go out.
How many of these are felony convictions?
Just one.
I know whenever you get sentenced and you have to do these DUI programs, they're only for a few months at a time, but if you really want help, you've got to commit to the process. You've got to commit to a program. You've got to keep going, because when you come into court and you tell me, oh, I only had a couple of beers, alcoholics can't just have a couple of beers. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
When you leave court today, you really need to do some soul searching. You're not making good choices, and you gotta get some help. You gotta stick with it. You have to find a program and get some help. And if we can help you do that, if you want help through this court, if we can help you find a program, we are certainly willing to do that, but you have to do it. Because what if there had been a person standing in the street that night? I mean, you hit a car. What if you had hit a person? You're suing for $2,798, and that's based on an estimate that you provided to the court for damages to your car. And I actually looked up the Blue Book value of your vehicle. It's a 1995 Toyota Camry, right? That's correct. And even in very good condition, the Blue Book value of the car is $2,222. Good condition, it's $2,151. In fair condition, it's $1,751. So to be fair, I'm going to award you, and I'm going to order the defendant to pay you the good condition value of the car, which is $2,151. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck, sir.
It's going down in the courtroom between a Grammy-nominated rapper and his longtime booking manager.
These kids was already like wild and just, young J.O.C., they was growing, having a good time. I'm just like, okay, it's time to turn up. I didn't even do but 3 songs. I got my back end. So when I got to 5, I was like, so where the front end?
Mr. Young Jock here, he has a celebrity lifestyle, and sometimes money kind of get funny, every now and again, and I just do what I feel like I need to do for Team Us.
I was very upset at first before coming here, but had this not happened, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of your beautiful face today.
Those lines you use on love and hip-hop don't really work here, though. You know that, right?
Plaintiff Young Jock says he performed at an event, but his booking manager kept half the money without his permission. He's suing for a booking deposit and defamation of character. Defendant Polo Hammond says he doesn't know because he did what was best for his artist and used the money in question for a new project. He's countersuing for money not received in a card game of spades.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Young Jock versus Polo.
Thank you, Juan. Young Jock?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which I understand is your stage name, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you are suing the defendant, Polo Hammond, your booking manager,
Yes, I am.
for $6,000 for a booking deposit and defamation of character.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $1,000 for, really?
Yes, Your Honor.
$1,000 for money not received in a card game of spades?
It's business.
Okay, so I want to hear the case. So I know who you are. I've heard your music. You are currently a cast member on VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
But you are a longtime rapper and artist, multi-platinum, and you had a Best Rap song in 2000 that was nominated for a Grammy in 2007, It's Going Down.
That is correct.
You also have 3 Billboard Music Award nominations, and you won a BET Hip Hop Award for 6 nominations, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so I know your background and your history, but now you're here in my court suing your manager. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. Him. This is Polo.
What happened?
Well, I've been knowing Polo since 2006. After a while, I realized that he was pretty good at dealing with me and the way I kind of handle business or whatnot. And I was like, you know what, I want to give him a shot at, booking my shows or whatnot. And for the most part, he would do a good job. Sometimes he'll get a little sidetracked, but we human.
So things were working well for you for a while.
Yeah,
working with Mr. Polo.
things was pretty good, you know. Except there's one particular incident. He double booked me. It was April
2014, and you say he double booked you for an event?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me about the event that you were booked for.
It was like a Sweet 16. Like I basically, it was a performance, but they paid me my full amount. That was one show.
Okay, which was how much?
$10,000.
Okay.
Then he came. There was a school that called me that wanted to book me, and I was, you know, he had confirmed that they sent a $5,000 deposit. But then he knows how I feel about double bookings, especially when they're not really close proximity to one another.
So where were the two shows located?
It was like a 4-hour drive.
But you had a problem being at both in such a close proximity of time?
Well, just things could change when you at a venue. Let's say something happens where they're not ready for the performance to start. Anything can happen.
Okay, so hold on for a second. Let me ask you a question. What do you do for Mr. Jock?
Well, I actually, like you say, I book the shows for him. I make sure the deposit comes in, and I usually pick up the back end once we get to the venue or the date for Mr. Young.
Are you
Jock.
present at all the shows as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and so, but what's the agreement in place between the two of you in terms of booking events for him? And when he says he doesn't like to be double booked, what does that mean?
Well, I didn't actually want to double book him.
You didn't want to?
No, I
You're talking low now, sir. I can't hear you.
I kind of forgot to send back the deposit.
Okay. So
Yeah.
one show was already booked.
Yes, it
and
was.
another came in, and
And I let him know it was like last minute that he got to do another show.
No.
Okay, so you let him know that he had to do another show because he was already booked. It was at the last minute. Okay. And has that happened before?
No, it hasn't, Young.
Well, whose fault is that?
I don't think it was a fault thing, but
Okay.
I did the business side of
Approximately
it.
how many shows a month do you book for him?
6 and 8.
6 and 8 shows a month. So he's
Yeah.
somewhere every week.
Every week.
Most performing at clubs
Yes.
and different venues.
Yana, can I say something? He told me he canceled that date. And he also told me that he had sent the money back. So that date was never on my radar.
So when did you find out that it wasn't canceled and you had
I was
to
in
go?
the Sprinter on the way back from another show, from the other show that I had mentioned.
When they called you and said, hey, you have to be
Not
somewhere
they,
else.
him.
Okay.
Your Honor, we needed the money for a new project. That's what initially, you know, it boiled down to. But I didn't pocket the money or anything. I actually put the money towards a new project, and I actually have evidence on that, Your Honor.
Okay, well, let me
If
see
I can
that. Because
show
why do you
that.
say he owes you, Juan, would you hand that to me? Why do you say he owes you $5,000 if the money was used towards the new project?
Because by the time I got there, I arrived an hour late, Yana. Something that I never do. That is against my protocol. You know, my name is all I have, and when that's on the line, I try to be prompt as possible. And when I got there, I was already an hour late. By the time I put it like this, by the time I got into the auditorium, these kids was already like wild and just, young JOC, they was growing, you know, having a good time. I'm just like, okay, it's time to turn up. I go in, I didn't even do but 3 songs. I got my back end. So when I got to 5, I was like, so where the front end?
Okay, so you got $5,000 and you say you were supposed to get what?
Yeah, I never got the front end, the deposit, exactly.
Okay, got it. I understand now, which is a total of $10,000.
Correct.
Now I understand. Okay, so what happened to the other $5,000?
That suit he got on.
Coming up, the story of the missing booking deposit gets a little more complicated.
With him being late, what happened? How did you put on the show?
I knew a guy that kind of resembles Mr. Young Jock.
So you had someone impersonate him, is what you're telling me?
He got a real lookalike.
This isn't you?
That's not me.
Plaintiff Young Jock says Polo took his money without permission. He's suing for a booking deposit and defamation of character. Defendant Polo Hammond says he doesn't know because the money in question was used to pay for a new project. He's countersuing for money not received in a card game of spades.
This is a screenshot of his Instagram account of an article entitled Young Jock Discusses New Music Projects, Love and Hip Hop ATL, and Mimi's Sex Tape. What is this evidence of? Because he has new music projects, I'm supposed to infer that $5,000 from this specific gig went towards those new music projects?
Yes,
is that
Your
the
Honor.
best evidence you have?
I mean, that's what I gave you.
A screenshot of his Instagram account.
I mean, that's a new project, y'all.
I mean, come on, man.
So the fact that he's...
What's the project?
He never say anything else when I set
we have to
things up.
connect the dots. What I'm saying is he may be working on new projects, which he is all the time. So every time he's missing money or every time he hasn't been paid something, you think you can say, well, I put it towards a new project?
May I say something?
This is your booking manager?
Yes, I did it for the team, though.
What?
You did it for the team?
Did it for the team.
Your Honorable Judge
What
Faith, may I say something?
specifically did you spend the $5,000 on? Tell me what project. You thinking too long.
Well, I'm not thinking too long, just that, I don't have it written down. I didn't bring all that.
But you didn't bring it. Well, you knew you were coming to court. You didn't think you were going to the Grammys today, did you?
Nah, I didn't.
Your Honor, may I say something, please? On his behalf. I feel a little bad because at times he is a little slow. And when I say slow, he's slow to catch up and bring himself up to par when it's time. And I feel like now is the time that he has to understand that he cannot just take money from me.
With him being late, what happened? How did you put on the show?
I knew a guy that kind of resembles Mr. Young Jock, and who I had doing a little intern work for me, and I asked him, to step up because Jock was going to be a little late for this second show.
So you had someone impersonate him, is what you're telling me.
Well, see,
Get on the stage and impersonate him.
Not this particular show. See, he done got himself caught up, Your Honor, because that was the other thing I was going to bring up. I got a call after, he and I fell out about this because he never wanted to pay up the money. We fell out, I kind of parted ways.
Okay.
And then that's when I get a call, and this really like ticked me off. I got a call, and, dude was like, yo, Jock, I kind of got a little something I need to run by you, bro. He's like, you still rocking with Polo? I was like, Polo, because I didn't want to say nothing bad about his name, you know what I'm saying? But I just was a little upset.
You wanted to put some respect on his name.
I want to put some respect on his name, you feel me? But he was undeserving thereof, Your Honor. So what I did was, I said, won't you forward me what you got, bro? So he sends me a picture of this lookalike. He got a real lookalike. I
was just thinking fast on my feet. I figured
fast on
the show had to go on. No other time he complained about how I put stuff together.
This isn't you?
That's not me.
Wow, it looks just like you. So you have a lookalike. Do people know that you're using a lookalike?
I'm not using, I used.
You used him for one show?
ED, yes, one time.
What's his name?
Wayne Drano.
Wayne, okay, you know what? That's the individual that our staff contacted after you submitted your papers. Our staff contacted him, and he's here today to testify. Juan, would you bring in Wayne Caesar, please?
Can I say something?
No, I want Mr. Caesar to come in first, and then we'll talk about it.
Coming up on Judge Faith, will the real Young Jock please stand up?
Let me see. Let me see the look.
Man, come on. This guy is supposed to be me.
How do you think people feel about that if they know that that's not really him?
I know, but
It's a tough question, right?
Plaintiff Young Jock says Polo kept half of a performance fee. He's suing for a booking deposit and defamation of character. Defendant Polo Hammond says he doesn't know because he used the money to promote another Young Jock project. He's countersuing for money not received in a card game of spades.
I'm sorry, I'm staring at you now because I'm looking at him and I'm looking at you. I understand that. Do you know Mr. Hammond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and how do you know him?
I met him about 4 years ago at a concert in Virginia. I actually ran into him in the crowd, and I told him how I idoled Young Jock. I always get compliments that we look alike, and I look up to him. So I told him I wouldn't mind being an intern, working, doing whatever I can, and he actually told me, you do look like him. I'm gonna give you a call. I'm gonna contact you for some work.
Okay, so how did it go from you being an intern to you actually getting on stage pretending that you were Young Jock?
A couple months later, he called me and told me he needed me to do some work. He was gonna give me $500 for it. I said, okay.
And what did he ask you to do?
He asked me to come on stage and tell a couple jokes, do a couple snippets for songs.
Of Young Jock's songs?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, and you submitted video you want me to see today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you done this?
One time, Your Honor. One show in Mississippi. That was it.
Where was that?
Georgia.
Do you still work for him? You're still interning?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you go over and stand next to Young Jock? I want to see the resemblance here. I want to see what it's really like.
Like, really?
And is that what you do? You put on a hat and glasses, and people actually think. Let me see. Let me see the look.
So you gonna just put? Man, come on! This guy is supposed to be me. I mean, I can see.
You have sunglasses. You have glasses.
I got
Let
me
me
some
see.
too. Let me see.
Okay. I mean, if it's dark, thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
If
show
it's
one.
dark and they're at a concert,
Clearly, he's not as fly as me, Your Honor.
thank you, Mr. Caesar. Thank you. Have a seat.
Okay.
Okay. You see what side of the room he chose to sit on. I just want you to know that. Just okay. I'm just kidding. So if it's dark and you're at a concert and you're performing with a hat and sunglasses on, and you say you're a fan, you know all the lyrics to the songs, probably the movements too, I can see how someone could be fooled for a short while, and that's what you did, right? When you went out on stage, people were saying, what were they saying, Young Jock?
Yeah, they was chanting his name and
And you were loving every minute of it,
I
weren't
got
you?
pumped up and
You got pumped up. You got really into it, right?
I got pumped up. What?
Yeah, yeah. How do you think people feel about that if they know that that's not really him?
I know, but
It's a tough question, right?
you're right, Your Honor.
Because you know that's not the right thing to do.
I definitely kind of, I kind of feel a little bad, but you know, I made it work.
Okay, so
do.
I just want to be clear. This particular event, you paid him $500 to get on stage while you were buying time for Young Jock to get there, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
When he got there, he was only paid $5,000, which is the back end. He wasn't paid the front end of the contract. Do you have a copy of the contract, by the way? Let me just take a look at it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so it was $10,000 plus the rider requirements.
Yes.
Oh, this is interesting. Your rider is very interesting. 10 bottles of chilled water, 4 Red Bulls, 1 large platter of wings, fried fish, shrimp, and French fries.
It depends on the type of venue and the type of function that's taking place, Your Honor. And honestly, I was very upset at first before coming here, but had this not happened, then I wouldn't be suing my longtime friend. And if I wasn't suing my longtime friend, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of your beautiful face today.
Okay, well. Those lines you use on love and hip hop don't really work here, though. You know that, right?
Well, you know, I'm just trying to seal the deal.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
You were countersuing for $1,000 for money you say he owes you from a game of spades.
Yeah,
Did you not pay him from a game of spades?
I lost, but he really was talking very disrespectful to me in the midst of me losing, and I didn't think that was very sportsmanlike.
That's what people do when they play spades. They talk trash.
Yeah, not when you owe me $5,000 already that you slick took. You supposed to be a little more humble. Like, you know what, bro? I hit you for that little band, but you know what? Don't even sweat it, bro. We're gonna just edge that out. You know what I'm saying? He could have did any of that. He got up talking junk, Snapchatting it, putting it all on his social media, and people hit me like, pay him. Like I'm doing something wrong, and I just didn't think it was fair. So, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on and do what I need to do so I can go stand in front of the Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins.
No, man.
Thank you, sir. Okay, here's what I can enforce, which is the contract that's in front of me, which was $10,000, which he only got $5,000 of, and you have no proof besides this Instagram post as to what this other $5,000 went to.
Your Honor,
and I see, no, Mr. Hammond, this is not the moment to interrupt me.
Yes, ma'am.
You also used a lookalike, and you didn't discuss this with him in advance. That wasn't the right thing for you to do. So it's a breach of contract issue. The $5,000 that you have no proof was put towards new projects. you have to pay him. So you owe him the $5,000. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff, $5,000.
Thank you so much. See, when I came here today, I told the judge, put a check on my name. Cause this clown back here in this blue suit need to put some respect on my name.
I didn't misplace any money. I put it towards a project, a lot of money to get. Anyways, but yeah, I'm glad it's over with, you know what I'm saying, and we can get back to work.
A rap artist manager and a Dallas-based music producer come to court over missing music files.
It got to a point where I was not hearing from him weeks at a time. So I called the studio and tried to have the studio give me my music.
It was like a headache going, every time I receive a payment from him.
He's saying he didn't get everything he did in the session.
Right.
Well, why does he have to ask? Why don't you just send him everything?
And later, two Texans argue over which one of them should pay for a car crash.
I had gone out on a blonde date. It had been raining, the roads were slick. I saw the car in front of me slam on their brakes. With the roads being slick, I slid into the back of her.
Who wears t-shirts and shorts to
So now you're the fashion police. You don't want to call the police, but now you're the fashion police.
Plaintiff Terrence Bennett says the defendant promised to make his artist song a big hit, but then stopped returning his calls. He is suing for studio time and master recordings. Defendant Howard Moore says he doesn't know because he did the work he promised, and Terrence has been provided with everything he paid for.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Bennett versus Moore.
Thank you, Juan. Terrence Bennett,
Yes, ma'am.
you are suing the defendant Howard Moore
Yes.
for $2,200 for studio time and master recordings.
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you start from the beginning and tell me what happened?
Well, I met Mr. Moore mid-April. I managed a rap artist. We were in the studio.
How long have you been doing that work?
That was my first.
He was your first client?
First client. And like I said, I met Mr. Moore mid-April. He came in, my artist was recording, and Mr. Moore was enjoying his music. He thought that, hey, you know what, this song, I can put that, and I can do the mixing, the mastering. I can record all of that and do that for free at my studio.
So he was offering to do this one song for free to just start a relationship with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you give me some background on you, sir?
I actually engineer and produce music.
How long have you been in that business?
I've been in the business almost 15 years, but actually producing about 5 years. I've worked with some talented national artists such as Mike Jones.
Okay, so you show up to the studio, do you hear him? He's rapping, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So you hear his work, and what do you think?
I thought it was awesome. I actually, I was pleased by his work. Okay. And like he said, I did say I will record and mix one song for free.
Okay.
Just to get some business,
So then you go and you do the free session?
Well, he wanted me to book time with him.
Right, but that's after you have the conversation about the free session, right?
No, ma'am. We had the conversation before I was a free session, so I was.
But you never got the free session, is what you're saying?
Never got the free sessions. He told me first that in recording in his studio, the prices go up. He was going to charge me $60, but the original verbal agreement that we agreed upon was that $60 per hour was going to include mix and mastering.
Nah.
There's nothing in writing, right?
No, man, this was a verbal agreement.
So you understand now the importance of having these things in writing because it's one person's word against another?
Indeed. So we swept that under the rug, and I agreed to go ahead and stick with the $60 an hour. I saw a bigger studio, saw a better opportunity. Thought it was going to be better quality music. And
how many studio sessions did you pay him for?
I paid him for, I think it was a total of 4 to 5 sessions.
Okay, because that's what you're suing for. You're suing for the sessions that you paid him for. So 4 to 5 sessions at $60 an hour?
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing him for that. Why?
In order to get it copyrighted, we have to have the recorded music.
Where's the music? So you never got any of the music from your recording sessions?
No, we got a few drop cuts, but he didn't send everything over.
Where's the music, sir?
He has the music. It's all we use. What I use to communicate with is Dropbox, and it has date stamps and everything. He has all the MP3s. He has all the WAV files. There's 2 different versions of music when you record.
So you're not holding anything back
Nothing.
that he recorded in your
He
session?
has it all.
Nothing?
I have it all on my phone.
And you say you don't have it?
I have a few of the songs. I don't have all of the songs.
What do you say you're missing?
I'm missing 2 songs.
Out of how many?
Out of 10.
He already has them. He's connected with that Dropbox. All he has to go in there and look at it. If he pull his phone up, I don't know if he has a smartphone or whatever, he can look at it. Me and him sharing that. Only him and I can only see
He has
that.
access to that Dropbox?
He has access to the Dropbox.
So why are you saying that you never received it?
When was the
You're
date
on the
set?
Dropbox?
When was the date
See, that's
set?
why I'm not going to do this. He said he doesn't have it, so I'm going to, today before you leave, I want to make sure and I want you to show Juan that you've sent him those 2 songs. I'm not going to go back and forth about who has him not having access and why. So, so those 2 songs you say you don't have, you're going to get them today.
Coming up, were the music files being held hostage for money?
So I called the studio trying to come pick up my music. Oh, Howard Moore owe us money. So until we get our money or you get a judge to summon this, we're not giving you anything.
I don't trust what you said in court here today.
And later, a blind date ends in an unfortunate fender bender.
I gave her my information.
And did you have insurance?
Yes.
You had valid insurance at the time?
Yes, I do. Yes.
At the time of the accident, Mr. Avance.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
What?
sorry.
You thought what?
I thought I did at the time of the accident.
Okay,
yes.
You thought you did. It's not you did.
Plaintiff Terrence Bennett says Howard didn't finish the job. He is suing for studio time and master recordings. Defendant Howard Moore says he doesn't know because he completed the work.
What is next, sir?
Well, we had to go re-record everything. I paid him all this money.
Why? You said you were only missing 2 songs.
Well, we needed those are dry cuts. I needed those songs to be sent to get a mix and master.
Okay.
And because we can't do anything, just dry cuts is just for the legal things.
I
as far as
understand that, but
copyright.
why is he responsible for mastering? Did you pay him for mastering?
We started to pay. I paid him a portion.
How much?
I paid him $140. Yes.
How much per song was he charging you for mastering?
I think he was charging $40 per song.
And you say that he did not master a single song for you, and you paid him $140.
Yes, ma'am.
To master 3 songs. What happened, sir?
I told him, I sent him the text. I said, hey, up front, and for my workers, my guys to get started, I need a $540.
To start mastering 8 or 10 songs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he only sent me $140 through a credit card, of course, where I had to actually transfer that to my PayPal and pay my guys out of my PayPal account.
Well, let's talk about the mastering. He paid you $140 for the mastering?
Just get started. That wasn't even to get started. The whole payment should have been he was supposed to pay me $540.
Well, okay, I understand that wasn't the whole payment, but he paid you $140.
Right.
So what happened to mastering the songs?
I didn't even start on it because it wasn't even, my guys weren't going to even start working on it.
So he gets that $140 back, right?
Right.
Why,
yeah,
so why
that's why I
haven't you
agreed
given him
to.
that back?
I agreed to pay him that $140 back.
He agreed to pay me $105.
So why are you suing for $1,000 for that? You said you got 8 songs out of the 10.
Well, I didn't want to do business with him anymore. I got 8 songs dry cut. And if I'm doing business with him and mix and mastering, I don't need nothing but the dry cuts. But if I'm not getting him to do my mix and mastering for me, we need the whole broken down files. That's what I was trying to retrieve from him. So I called the studio and tried to have the studio give me my music. Because I couldn't, it got to a point where I was not hearing from him weeks at a time. So I called the studio. They had no recollection of who I was and what I was talking about. I mentioned Howard Moore. Oh, Howard Moore owe us money. He only paid us $200 for y'all studio time. So until we get our money or you get a judge to summon this, we're not giving you anything.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true.
He's saying he didn't get everything he did in the sessions.
Right. He did get everything. Every time we record, he get the MP3 every night.
I mean, I don't understand. You saying you're uploading these files to Dropbox. Is he not communicating with you that that's
Ma'am,
not
I
the
can show you my
preferred
phone
way?
right now where I was texting him day after day, and I wasn't receiving anything back from him. And he said that he was responding back to me. And even if you go before that, but we could just
This
start
guy
right
switched
there.
numbers on me twice. Switched numbers on me twice.
Well, do you have he's writing you, pull up your text messages from June of 2015, because he's writing you and you're not responding to him, and he's asking you what's going on. How's the mixing going? How's the music going? And For 4 days in a row, he texts you, hit me up, haven't heard from you in days. The next day he writes, what's going on with the tracks? You write back, I promise I will call you when I get off. I'm going to refund you your money and send the rest of the tracks. Too much going on in my life. Sir, this is what you tell him. You tell him you're gonna give his money back because you're not doing the work. The work isn't getting done, and you wanna move on with your life at this point. And he replies back, eventually, that they're going on to get the tracks done somewhere else because you're not responding to them. And you clearly know that they don't have all the files they need based on the text messages. I was going to order you to turn over a hard drive with the files, but I don't trust what you said in court here today. I don't trust that you still have access to them in this studio. And based on these text messages, you told him that you would refund his money. I don't know if that meant something had happened between you and the studio owner at that point and you knew it, and you knew you couldn't go back and get access to these sessions, but immediately he's been texting you 4 or 5 days, and your first response is, I'm going to refund you your money. So you know what, that's what you're gonna do. I'm ordering you to pay the plaintiff $1,000 for the time he spent in the studio, in addition to the studio time he had to spend getting the tracks re-recorded. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff, $1,000.
I believe he did try to take advantage of me because I am new to the industry. Big fish try to eat the little fish.
I'm gonna notate everything that I have done with an artist, make sure that they pay me right the first time.
Plaintiff Judy Liu says the defendant slammed into the back of her car and now is refusing to pay for repairs. She's suing for car damages. Defendant Bradley Avan says he doesn't know because he didn't damage the car. And Judy's lying to get money out of him. He's countersuing for harassment.
Judy Liu.
Yes.
You were suing the defendant, Brad Avance?
Yes, ma'am.
For $2,500 you say he owes you for car damages as a result of an accident?
Yes.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $1,000 for harassment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll start with you, Ms. Liu. Tell me what happened.
So on the night of May 25th, 2015, it was Memorial Day weekend. I had just dropped my boyfriend off and I was at a stoplight and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he hits me from behind.
At the time of the accident, it's your contention that you were completely stopped
I
at
was
the red light.
completely stopped at the red light.
Okay.
And the defendant just hit me. So I don't know where he came from. We got out of the car and he had a passenger with him who was very rude and was like, oh, I can't believe you're even talking about this. It's just nothing. And I'm like, well, he hit me. The defendant was actually polite and admitted like, hey, I'm sorry, I understand, it's my fault.
Coming up on Judge Faith, did Judy overwhelm Bradley with phone calls?
How many times do you say she called you?
I would say 5 to 10 times.
5 to 10 times.
Yes.
Do you think that's harassment?
Plaintiff Judy Liu says Bradley rear-ended her car. She's suing for car damages. Defendant Bradley Avan says he doesn't know because the accident wasn't his fault. He's countersuing for harassment.
What was the damage to your car?
My bumper is pushed in. If you look, I have pictures to show. So this was the
go ahead
accident.
and walk over to the
Well, this is the accident. You can see this line right here. So the bumper is pushed in.
Okay, what year, make, and model is your car?
I think it's a 2006.
You don't know what year your car is?
It's 2006 or 2007 Volvo.
Okay, you need to know what year your car is.
I have it on my insurance card. It is a 2006 Volvo.
So what happens at the scene? You get out, you have a conversation with him, and what?
We have a conversation. He gave me his insurance information, which was like a year expired. And I didn't want to call the cops, and he didn't want to call the cops at the time because...
Why?
Because it was a fender bender. It would take 2 hours for the cops to come.
Right, but now you're in court and you're suing, and your position is what, sir?
On the night that Judy is speaking of, I had gone out on a blind date, and I was on my way back to drop.
You were on a blind date?
Dressed for a date.
What?
Excuse me?
I'm just saying.
He didn't like he was dressed for a date.
He did not look like it.
And you're the person you're the person who decides how people should dress for dates. And so based on how he was dressed, he was for a date.
I mean, who wears t-shirts and shorts to
So
date?
now you're the fashion police. You don't want to call the police, but now you're the fashion police.
Yes, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So, okay,
Thank you, Your
sir,
Honor.
where were you coming from?
I was coming from dinner.
From dinner?
Yes.
And you had been at dinner with a friend, a
Yes.
date?
Yes, ma'am.
You live in a small town,
Yes.
so you were venturing out.
Yes.
So you met this person, had dinner, 3 hours, and you were driving where at the time?
Driving back to drop the date off.
Okay, and so you're in the car, and what happens with the accident?
I was in the car. It had been raining. The roads were slick, and I was driving. Saw ahead of me that the lot had turned red. As soon as it turned red, I saw the car in front of me slam on their brakes. Whenever she put on her brakes, I applied my brakes. With the roads being slick, I slid into the back of her, and that's where you can see on her photo. My fender was on her fender.
Well, how do you know that she slammed on her brakes?
Because I was watching her. And I gave her my information.
And did you have insurance?
Yes.
You had valid insurance at the time?
Yes, I do. Yes.
At the time of the accident, Mr. Avance.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
What?
sorry.
You thought what?
I thought I did at the time of the accident.
Okay,
yes.
you thought you did. It's not, you did have valid
Yes.
insurance. So
Okay.
which one is it, sir?
Well, I did not come to find out after she filed with my insurance
Okay,
company.
so you
My
did not
insurance
have
had lapsed.
insurance. It had lapsed. How
Yes.
many days had it been lapsed, sir, according to you?
1. It had lapsed that very day.
Really?
Yes, really.
It's amazing to me how everyone's insurance had just lapsed right before an accident. So
No,
but
I
you
have-
have a conversation with him about paying for damages. What happened with that?
So he asked me to get an estimate because if he had insurance, I'm allowed to get my car fixed
And you didn't
wherever
have
I want.
insurance?
I had insurance.
What, you didn't want to go through your insurance?
No, because I didn't want the premiums to go up. It was his fault.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
Okay, so you just gave me this estimate. Now, I'm looking at the email chain that you submitted, and you wrote to him and asked him for a sense of how much
in addition,
everything would be and how much it will likely run if there's probably damage under the bumper. And he tells you there is really no way to tell if there is damage under the bumper until or unless they remove it. And there are cases where the damage is minor and maybe less than $100, and then there are cases where it can be over $1,000. He said, I apologize, I can't give you a more precise number. If you want, and I you know, what you need to do then in your case, because this is your day in court, is get the car repaired and then bring in a receipt for repairs, but you can't bring in an estimate and tell me it may or may not be $1,000 more than the estimate I'm bringing you, Your Honor. I'm not gonna speculate. So what is your harassment claim about, sir?
The harassment is the voicemail she was leaving me and calling me, and
How many times you say she called you?
numerous times.
Were you
I
calling
don't know
her back?
exactly how many.
Were you returning her phone calls?
No, I was not, because
That's
my
why
insurance
that's why she's calling you.
Okay, she's
you
calling me
won't
because
return your
she's
phone
trying to
calls.
make a payday off of the situation.
What proof do you have that she harassed you? How many times do you say she called you?
I would say 5 to 10 times.
5 to 10 times, and you
Yes.
think that's harassment?
After I'd already told her to file it with her insurance. That
What do you do for a living?
I own a hair salon.
You own a hair salon.
Yes,
so you have people who come in and they get service from you, right?
Yes.
They get their hair done?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what if someone doesn't pay you for getting, for you servicing them, styling their hair one day? If you call them 5 times, is that harassment?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Good point.
And the reason she keeps calling is because you're not returning her phone calls. You're ignoring her.
Okay.
Ignoring a person is not going to make them go away if they think you owe them money. However, I do find, given that it was a rear-end accident and the roads were slick, you were unable to stop in time. And based on your estimate of $960, that's my judgment in this case. Counterclaim is dismissed, $964. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Basically, I think karma's a bee, and he's gonna get what he deserves, and maybe that's why he has to drive 3 hours for a date.
Judge Faith's ruling was, I believe it was fair. I still think that Judy got a little bit more than what she deserved. Once again, there was no damage to my vehicle. You could clearly see there was no damage to hers either.
A go-go dancer and her BFF face off with a strip club bouncer they say tried to put herself between them.
As I was dancing, she comes up to the stage and starts like going off. So she got mad. She was like, you've known me this long and you're just gonna pick her over me.
I was getting played hard, and I found out they was messing with guys for money, so I left the whole situation alone. I don't even be at the club no more.
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when those Harriet Tubman 20s come out, I don't wanna hear about y'all making it rain in the strip club with those $20 bills. Do not disrespect Mother Tubman like that.
And later, a single dad and a New Jersey car dealer discover they have differing opinions on what constitutes a quality used car.
And I don't know if he's just hard on cars or what, but he tells me this is all the money I got. You know, can you help me out? Help a brother out.
He giving me, you know, raggedy cars for a decent price that's only lasted me a month or two. It broke down on the turnpike.
On the New Jersey Turnpike, you just left it there. So the city owns it now.
Plaintiff Nyasha Bryant says the defendant kicked her car in a fit of rage and promised to pay for the damage. She's suing for car damages and related fees. She's accompanied in court today by her best friend, Zakia Poteet. Defendant Kayla Martin says she doesn't owe any money because Nyasha was playing her hard and provoked the attack.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Bryant versus Martin.
Thank you, Juan. Nyasha Bryant?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Kayla Martin?
Yes, ma'am.
For $1,009, you say she owes you for car damages and related fees?
Yes, ma'am.
And I understand you brought a witness with you today, Zakia Poteet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why don't we start with you, Ms. Bryant? Tell me how you know the defendant and what happened.
I met Kayla back in November of 2015. We were working at a club in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Doing what?
It's a strip club.
Okay.
She was a security guard, and Zakia and I both thought she was a really cool person, so we got to know her.
And what were you doing at the club?
Dancing.
Strippers.
I don't strip. I'm a go-go dancer, ma'am.
Stripper.
There's a difference between stripping and go-go dancing.
Do you know how this works? When I ask her a question, she's answering it, and you're quiet. Okay? So what are you doing at the club?
A go-go dancer.
Okay, and there's a difference between a go-go dancer and
a stripper.
Okay, what's the difference?
A stripper makes excessive amounts of money, and they go nude.
Okay.
I don't go nude, because in the state of North Carolina, if a club sells alcohol, you cannot be nude. They will get fined for it.
But you are not a stripper, you are a go-go dancer.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
So we became really good friends. My best friend and her end up dating, and problems end up revolving around it.
Okay, but all three of you are friends?
Yes.
And you're all working at the club together?
Yes.
And you're saying that she was also a stripper?
Yes, both of them.
Okay, but you don't make a distinction between strippers and go-go dancers?
They was fully nude.
Okay. How old are you guys?
I'm 22.
Okay, and you're what, 23?
22.
Okay, go ahead.
So I get a phone call from Zakia asking me about her son. Did I say anything about her toddler son? Of course, I got riled up, and I started arguing with her, like asking her why would she say some stuff like that.
Were you telling your girlfriend, her best friend, things about her when she wasn't around?
No, Zakia was actually crying to me, telling me things what Nyasha, that's a stripper named Jersey, was telling her.
And so that's how this relationship started going downhill, because you guys think that the other one is talking behind someone else's back, right?
Yes.
When did the two of you break up?
Around January time, end of January, February.
Okay, and the three of you have not been friends since the breakup?
Right, because
What
they
was the
played me
reason for
hard.
the breakup?
It's because the whole situation that happened. Like,
the car?
she basically just felt like she needed to protect me because we were together. But I wasn't okay
Protect
with
you
that.
from what?
From, I guess, her saying the things that she was saying.
Okay.
So she felt like, okay, well, you're my girlfriend, so I feel like I should have a reason to say something.
Okay.
But-
Do you all still work at the club, the same club?
No.
No, I don't.
Do you still work there, the two of you?
Occasionally.
And you don't?
No, I don't work there.
And what happened to your job at the club?
Well, I left because I was getting played hard, and I found out they was messing with guys for money. Well, I was told, rumors, you know. And so I left the whole situation alone. I don't even be at the club no more.
That's not true.
Okay, all right. So now we're here. You're suing. You say she damaged your car.
Yes.
It was over $1,000 worth of damage. How did we get to that point where there's property damage?
I was at work, and Kayla comes up to the club, And as I'm performing my stage set, she comes up there and she says, I ought to pull you off the stage right now. And I'm just ignoring her.
What is it about? You have to know something's going on.
Because earlier that day, we were texting, and I told her to keep my name out her mouth, and I have all those messages here for you. And
that's all you said?
No,
keep
and
your
I
name?
told her she can go with her dead mother. I'm not gonna lie, I said that.
Coming up on Judge Faith, text messages tell the rest of the story.
You say, kill me then, B, and you say, F your dead mother, now you can pull up. What do you expect to happen?
And later, a dad brings his car dealer to court over a car that clunks out on the New Jersey Turnpike.
I purchased a car from him, and I think it lasted me exactly 31 days or something like that. The car blew up and everything.
You know, I'm asking $19.95 for the car. He's got $800.
Plaintiff Nyasha Bryant says Kayla promised to pay for the damage. She's suing for car damages and related fees. Defendant Kayla Martin says she doesn't know because Nyasha provoked her by talking poorly about her deceased mother.
You told her she can go be with her dead mother.
Yes.
And so you know why she's at the club then.
That was before, we had squashed it before. We both apologized to each other.
That day?
That day,
So
yes,
she
ma'am.
shows up angry about what? Did she apologize to you that day
No.
for saying that?
No, she didn't. She actually said, F my dead mother. And Jakia was a witness because...
May I see the text messages? When did your mother pass away?
2014.
So that was recent?
Yes.
So she shows up at the club and what happens?
She's arguing with me, but I'm not paying her any attention. I'm just laughing because I'm at work. So she got mad. She's like, you've known me this long and you're just gonna pick her over me. She left, she's like, now go outside and check your car.
And did you go outside and check your
No,
car?
I finished, because at the end of the day, I'm at work.
And you're mid-routine. I understand. So did you do anything to her car?
I kicked the car.
Oh, so you admit you kicked her car?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because she kept pushing buttons by saying stuff about my mother. And that really hurt because I'm still grieving, you know, by my mom passing.
So here are the text messages. You tell her you can kindly go with your mother. She'll love to have you with her. And then you say, kill me then, B. And you say, F your dead mother too, B. Now you can pull up. What do you expect to happen when you tell someone whose mother recently passed away, F your dead mother?
And I own up to what I did wrong. And I'm an adult and I admit to what I did.
Well, you're
what I said
suing her
wrong.
$4,000 for kicking your car. You don't think you bear any responsibility for provoking a fight in this situation?
First of all, I did not provoke a fight.
Yes, you did.
If you look back at the messages before this incident even expired, she called me the B word, told me I'm a Molly head, just going off.
You say your car was damaged. Show me the estimate, proof of your damages. Too much drama going on between you young ladies over nothing, over nonsense. Too much drama. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when those Harriet Tubman 20s come out, I don't want to hear about y'all making it rain in the strip club with those $20 bills. Do not disrespect Mother Tubman like that. You're suing for $828 in damages to your truck. Let me see the photo of the damages. $828 seems like a lot for the dent that I see on your car. But second of all, more importantly, you bear some responsibility in this. You can't pick a fight with someone, provoke someone to the level that you did. And I understand there was some back and forth, but obviously you went there with her, right? You want to talk about her dead mother, and then she pulls up. You told her to pull up, she pulls up, and now you want to sue her? Since I find that you bear some responsibility in what happened, I'm speaking now. You are not. We're not at the strip club. I'm not your mama, and I'm not your sister.
And I never said you was. And I'm not a stripper.
I didn't say you were a stripper. I said we're not at the strip club. I understand you've made it very clear to me you are a go-go dancer. I get it. But you bear some responsibility in this too. I'm gonna order you to pay the plaintiff $500 and you pay the remainder. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Since you bear responsibility, you're gonna split the costs. Judgment for the plaintiff, $500.
I felt that the judge's ruling was good because at the end of the day, I did tell her she can go with her dead mother. And I did provoke it in a kind of way. And I'm an adult to say that I did. But at the end of the day, you kicked my car.
I feel like the judge's ruling was fair. They split it both ways, and I'm okay with it.
Plaintiff Victor Johnson says the used car he purchased from the defendant broke down weeks after buying it, and he was forced to abandon it on the New Jersey Turnpike. He's suing for a car refund. Defendant Cedric Rouse says he owes nothing because the inexpensive car was in excellent condition, and the problem was that Victor drove it hard.
Victor Johnson,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were suing the defendant Cedric Rouse
Yes, Your Honor.
for $1,424 for a car refund.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you tell me what happened here, sir?
Well, I met Mr. Rouse maybe a couple years ago, Your Honor. And when I met Mr. Rouse, I saw that he had like a car dealership, so I bought a car from him.
Okay, and how long have you had a dealership, sir?
This particular place, about 5 years.
5 years. You have more than one dealership?
Yes, I've been in business for like 20 years. So.
20 years. And so how many dealerships do you own?
I've owned about 4.
4 dealerships. Okay, go ahead.
So I purchased a car from him, and I think it lasted me exactly 31 days or something like that. The car blew up and everything. I told him about it.
You're not talking about the car in this case.
No, I'm not talking about the car in
another
this
car.
case. This is the first time I ever bought a car. So it lasted me about 30 days. It blew up on me.
How much did you pay for that car?
I think it was $1,500. I think
Okay.
1,600, 15, 16, something like
What
that.
kind of car was it?
It was a Saturn Vue. So I went back to him maybe like a month later. I told him about it. He said he got something else for me, and he'd give me a good price at it. So I bought another truck from him. Then I gave him about 13, 14, 15, within that range. That lasted me.
1,500.
Yes.
Okay, that truck lasted you how long?
About 4 or 5 months.
You call that lasting?
It's better than the first one.
Because you want a reliable car, right?
Yeah, I want a reliable car.
But at this point, you're taking baby steps to get there?
Yes. So, and then, Your Honor, my money is not all the way right. And, you know, the brother is working with me. The brother was working with me according to the finances that I had. But now, going into the next car that I bought.
Is that the one in this case?
That's the one in this case.
Okay.
So.
When was that?
This was in January, I bought the car. I think I bought it January 12th.
Is there any particular reason why you keep going back to the same dealership?
Because he giving me, you know, raggedy cars for a decent price that's only lasted me a month or 2. So when I go back to get the next car, I purchased it January 12th, Your Honor.
What kind of car was that, sir?
It was a Suzuki 2007.
And how long? How long did that car last?
Right. Now, it didn't have an as-is sign on it. Mm-hmm. So he told me that it was a one-car owner. I think he said it was 67 or 77,000 miles. He said the car lasted me for a lifetime.
A lifetime?
Yes. Well, not a lifetime.
That's
he said it lasted me for a long
guarantee.
time.
But a long time for you is what, a year?
No. With his cars, maybe, God willing, 6 months.
Coming up on Judge Faith, he's got 99 problems, and the car is number 1.
I was going back and forth to work with it for about a week and a half, and then I noticed it started having a lot of noise. It broke down, so I lost my job.
Plaintiff Victor Johnson says Cedric promised to get him another car, but never did. He's suing for a car refund. Defendant Cedric Rouse says he owes nothing because Victor bought the used car as is.
So how much do you pay for the 2007 Suzuki?
I paid $1,400, Your Honor.
And what happened with that car?
It lasted me 29 or 30 days. He said it's gonna be a good car, one owner. I said, cool. So I was going back and forth to work with it for about a week and a half, and then I noticed it started having a lot of noise. So I called him and told him about it, and he said, well, maybe, you know, that motor may not be too good. I'm like, bro, we doing this again? He like, yo, don't worry about it. No. If it breaks down on you, sell it for $500, bring me another $400, I'm gonna give you something else. I said, this guy is amazing.
Wow.
Did you sell him 3 cars? You sold him 3 cars?
Yes, I
okay,
did.
And this has all been within a year?
No.
Okay,
no,
over the course of how long?
Over the course of a couple of years.
He's saying that you're giving him deals because you're trying to work something out because the cars aren't lasting.
No,
you say that's not the case?
The cars go out in perfect order, ready to pass inspection and what have you. And I don't know if he's just hard on cars or what, but I keep trying to help him out because I had a soft spot for him. If I'm asking $2,500.
Why?
Because he's
you sell used cars.
He tells me this is all the money I got. He picks out a nice car. This is all the money I got. You know, can you help me out? Help a brother out. So I want to help him out. You know, I feel bad, and I helped him the first time, and I helped him the second time. This next time he comes and, you know, I'm asking $1,995 for the car. He's got $800.
How much did you sell it to him for?
I sold it to him for $800.
$800,
In the interim, he only had like, so when I counted the money, he only had like $780.
Do you have the paperwork for the sale of this car, sir?
Yes, I do.
May I see it?
Yes.
Was the car sold to you as is? Because that's what he's saying. He's saying the car was sold as is.
All the cars in the lot, Your Honor, none of them have an as-is sign on it.
What do you have on the car, sir?
I have a buyer's agreement on the car that we put on the window that's used and as is and what we're willing to do. And
so, but you would have that in your contract as well, I'm assuming,
Yes.
right? But the part of the contract that actually says the vehicle is sold as is, that's actually not checked. Why is that?
Because we have to sign there on the bottom of that on that agreement.
No, I mean, because this is why this agreement is set up like this. So if you're making an as-is sale, you have to check that box, but you didn't. You actually X'd out this entire portion as if it's not applicable to this sale.
Because I was thinking that is the as-is box.
It's not. There's one section here. This vehicle is sold as is, and the selling dealer hereby expressly disclaims all warranties. That's an issue for you, because if you want to come in and say that this was an as-is sale, I need to see that box checked on here, and it's not.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
How much did you pay for the car, sir?
Your Honor, I paid $1,400 for it, Your Honor, and also...
He said you paid $800.
No, he's lying, Your Honor.
Well, you signed this contract, and it says the total is $856.
Also, when I was driving on it, I was telling him that it started knocking, and then on my way to work, it broke down. And I called him, I said, bro, listen, there's something wrong with this car. We need to do something about this car. And then after I told him that, I kept calling him, he just hung up, so I lost my job.
Where's the car now?
It was left on the turnpike. I have the proof right here.
You just left it on the turnpike?
It broke down on the turnpike. It broke down and...
Let me see that proof.
Your
On the
Honor.
New Jersey Turnpike. You just
Correct.
left it there. So the city owns it now.
Yes, they was charging me $25 a day for it until I go get it. I just couldn't afford it.
What is the total amount?
It's 25 from February 12 till right now.
So you have to pay for the vehicle to be disposed of, or else you will be charged $25 a day. And you say, I don't want to take you to court, we're friends. And you say, I'm a used car dealer, I'm not your friend. You didn't say that. A lot of times I have these used car sales, and they're from Craigslist, and you buy the car, it's yours. If it breaks down on you, oh well, because it's as is unless someone makes a specific warranty. But for a dealer, it's different. You have to designate how you're selling this car, and you did not designate that it would be an as-is sale, which means there was some kind of warranty that should have been applied to the car. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order you to, especially because he's purchased 3 cars from you and they've all broken down in a short period of time, I'm going to order you to refund the plaintiff's purchase price for the car. And according to the contract, it's $856. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff in the amount of $856.
The judgment was okay. I mean, I paid a little more for the car, but it's okay. You know, dealing with garbage, so I get garbage. So, you know, things happen.
If he had came back to me, I would have fixed the car for him, but I never got that opportunity.